Hello, everyone. My name is Mateusz. I'm product owner in Scylla, and today I'm gonna have a pleasure to show you our new, completely new, I mean, not completely, but improved, like really improved interface of our top product, which is Asteria AI server. So during this presentation, of course, I'm going to show you some PPT presentation, but also I have some live demo to show you everything, how you can use this kind of solution and how to use this kind of solution to get more customers, how to use this solution to solve your current problems, how to save money, and how to earn money, how to get more leads. If you have any questions during this presentation, you will find this one chat, which is called questions and answers, like Q&A. From Zoom. You can ask your questions there, and I will answer them live. And I hope that I prepared everything, so I can show you some things, how you configure, how to set up some of the solutions from Scylla. You know how usually people say that, yeah, don't make the live presentations during webinars because something can go wrong. But actually, this is how you deal with the projects, right? You don't pre-record your project. You need to go on site. You need to talk with your customer, with your investor, and this solution needs to work. So that's why I'm doing this live. That's why I'm going to show you everything that we actually have. And let's get us started. So Scylla AI powered solutions. I know that AI right now is really hot topic. Everybody is talking about the AI. I mean, you can see my screen, right? You should be able. Yeah, I see. Okay, it's visible. Okay, so AI, hot topic. How to use AI in your current projects, how you can utilize this new solution in your installation, in your portfolio, and what is actually Scylla AI. When we talk about AI in Scylla, this is the solution that was prepared by people from the industry. Those people were experienced. They know what are the challenges of the security industry, and they are preparing the solutions that will solve those kind of problems. We have the most accurate, sensitive AI modules on the market, and I will prove this today, I think, also. And the most important part is that our portfolio, our modules, our products are almost completely transparent for the end user. What does it mean? It means that it doesn't matter what kind of camera your customer is using or you are using right now, what kind of VMS you are using right now, or what kind of monitoring center software you're using. There is always a way to integrate our solution in this kind of project. So we are making the solution like as open as possible, so you can always utilize it. And all our products, all our solutions are aiming to one thing. We want to filter out information, filter out data from the projects. Why? This is something that we always repeat. There is too much data right now. We are talking about the number of cameras, audio files, audio sources, access control, alarm systems. This is too much. And I know that usually people are not talking about the systems like this, but this is how in the typical scenario the surveillance system looks like. They just put one security guard in front of, in this case, 6 screens, and they are asking him to watch all those cameras there. And we know that it's impossible, because even if you take a look at the studies that were performed some time ago, the scientists, what they proved was actually that if the person is looking at more than 9 cameras, after 20 minutes, his let's say accuracy and his focus will be lost in like 50%. So if there is a person and somebody will ask them, look up for a person with umbrella, the security guard that is watching more than 9 cameras, after 20 minutes, he will not spot this person. So this is not how you should deal with this kind of solution. You need to filter out. You need to display only what is actually needed for this security guard. And I can prove it to you. I see that we have lots of people here in the room. I don't know if you know this kind of test. This is to check how well you can track objects across the camera. And this is the problem for the people, because usually if there is high contrast, like let's say white and black objects, like in the night, right? Night image with IR, you have everything is black and white, right? So I will play the video in a second, and then now try to count how many times the players wearing the white t-shirts will pass the ball to each other. Not the guys with the other t-shirts, only the guys with the white t-shirts. So this video is not long, so yeah. Now, it was like less than 1 minute, right? And you had like complete focus only on one camera, on one video. And your task was to count how many times those players pass the ball to each other between only with the white t-shirt. So how many of those passes there were? So did you like correctly count them? Because it was 16. But to be honest, this is not the complete test of this video, because during this video there was one thing. There was a gorilla walking there, and usually people, they don't see this gorilla there. Take a look. They're passing the ball, and usually people are just focusing on those kind of things, right? This is called like selective perception. So they are counting how many passes the balls were there, and now try to find the gorilla. Now it's there is gorilla. And you know what? Usually when the people are watching those kind of video, half of them will not notice this guy in the gorilla suit. Now imagine, this is like one camera, this is less than 1 minute, and half of the people will not notice this gorilla there. It's insane. But even now, when I ask you, could you spot the gorilla? And probably all of you saw the gorilla, but there is also one more thing that you missed during this whole video. So it's not only about the gorilla, because there was something else. There was changing in the color of the background during this video, and you missed this one. Like 90% of the people will miss this kind of thing. So now imagine those 9 cameras, even 8 cameras, and some of them are PTZ cameras moving around everywhere, different colors, different scenarios, some intrusion, and now the security guard is sitting there for like 8 hours watching those screens. He will see completely nothing. This is not the way. This is not how it should be done. So this is one of the examples of the system that we made. One of the customers, he said, okay, I know that putting a security guard in front of 6 screens, giving him like 100 cameras, it's not a way to go. I cannot do it like this. Yeah, I cannot hire more people, because this means lots of money spent on the employees, right? On the security guards. So I cannot work like this. Please help me. And the problem is that I have really old installation. So this customer, they had 67 sites, 67, let's say, branch offices or manufacturing facilities, different places, right? And they said that, okay, we're gonna take around from 8 to 10 cameras from each site, because those are the most crucial cameras, the most critical cameras, and we need to make sure that nobody will pass from those cameras. So we're gonna send the events from those cameras, typical events like motion detection, line crossing, intrusion detection, from those cameras to the security center to check what is going there. So after 19 days, from 1st of April to 19th of April, to our security center, we received, in our security center, we received more than 2 million alerts, 2 million events, because there is a bush that it's moving, or maybe some foil that it's generating like 400 alarms each night, or maybe the shadows are moving, or the cameras are old, so there is only motion detection. So this is not how it should be done, right? You cannot monitor 2 million alarms, because if you want to monitor all those alarms, you need at least 8 people working 3 shifts. if they spent only 5 seconds on each alarm. So now imagine how much money it will cost. Of course, they connected all those cameras to our server, to our solution. And from those 2 million alarms, we rejected 99%. So the AI was doing its job, right? So we verified alarms, we acknowledge alarm like 18,000 from 2 million. And this is what the AI is actually doing. But the question is, can you use this kind of AI? Is it complicated? Is it hard? How much, let's say, training I need to put in to learn how to do it? Because you need to train your salespeople, you need to train your technical staff to install this kind of device and configure it. And to be honest, like configuring the AI, it sounds complicated, and it was in the past. Because probably you remember when you set up the typical camera with analytics, you need to set up, the proper angle, the minimum object size, maximum object size, and so on and so on. And now we are talking about simple intrusion detection. What about systems like slip and fall, vandalism detection, or I don't know, like even smoke and fire? If you check the user manual of smoke and fire or anything else on the market, it's huge. So is it complicated? How you can actually do it? So first of all, we are the solution for all those problems. Because first of all, when you go to the customer, it doesn't matter if they have IP camera, any kind of IP camera, if they have analog cameras connected to the DVR, because some of the installations are like this, right? Somebody made those installations like I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and now it's huge cost to just replace all the cables. But you don't have to, because you want to use the analog cameras. Or maybe they are using PTZ cameras, like those security towers with PTZ cameras, or maybe drone with a camera, drone footage, or let's say security guard with body-worn camera, or smartphone cameras. Those are all the streams that you can use for the AI. And now the solution that we are talking about, and we're going to talk about today, you can, all of those streams, you can connect to our Asteria server, and you can add on top of those streams any kind of module from our portfolio. And we have things like vandalism detection, we have gun detection, face recognition, slip and fall detection, for example, for the hospitals, for the waste management facilities, for the factories, when you need to, let's say, make sure that the lone worker is actually protected. License plate recognition system, intrusion detection, but also shoplifting detection, like for the retails, abandoned object detection, smoke and fire, which is the best of the best of the best on the market, and fight detection. So when the people are fighting or things like this. So you can use all those cameras. It doesn't matter what kind of stream it is. And you can add on top of it this kind of analytics just using this Asteria. And this means that it will help you save the costs, because you no longer need to display all the streams from the cameras. You just provide the precise information for the security guard that he needs to watch. And you can, for example, use your staff, use your employees to monitor more sites from the customers. So you can include more customers there, and they will be happy because you will have higher accuracy and precision of the detections. So this is what is important, and what actually we can use from the Asteria. How does it look like, and what kind of product you can choose from us? So we have two types of the Asterias. Asteria, let's say, Edge, dedicated for something like security towers and small installations, and Asteria server, which is dedicated for advanced AI modules. So starting from the simple Asteria, as you can see, this is really small device. It's designed to work in, let's say, industrial environment, but still, you have multiple options here and interfaces. We have this Asteria in 3 sizes. Extra small, XS, it will be available in next year, S and M. What is the difference? First of all of those Asterias, they work completely off cloud. And this is also really important, because lots of customers, they're looking for a solution that can be unplugged from the internet. It needs to be working in the closed environment, just Asteria itself providing the alerts to the specific VMS. It's small, so you can close it anywhere. It supports 4-channel for Asteria XS, 8-channel for S, and 16-channel for Asteria M. Takes less than 18 watts of power, can work in different environments, and we have multiple ways for integration: HTTP, JSON, webhooks, and so on. There is digital input and output provided also for this one. Why? Because you can use existing, let's say, alarm system to arm this device, or output, open the barrier, I don't know, put a strobe light, or send a voice message on the IP speaker. And the second one, like I said, Asteria L, XL, or XXL, this one also works completely off cloud. It can be configured to work with up to 128 channels, so even huge installations can be done on this kind of device. It supports advanced AI modules. The previous one is dedicated for intrusion detection systems. This one can support all the modules that we're talking about, so intrusion detection and so on and so on. And also all the integration options. And also here we can talk about the customization. So if you need to customize the modules that are on site, we can also help you with that. I see that we have a question from the chat. Okay, I see that those options are available in the new VMS systems. Please tell me more advantage in comparing with the VMS. This is completely different. We are not talking about the VMS. VMS is video management system, so it's designed to display the cameras, to manage the cameras. Of course, we have also VMS to support this one, and I really highly encourage you to check our webinars about the VMS. But when we talk about the analytics that we have on site, we are not talking about simple AI detection. It's not like that. This is true AI. So when we talk about, for example, intrusion detection, it's not like 20 meters or 30 meters. We are talking about distances like 160 meters. We are talking about drone footage, which is moving a lot. I will show you in a second what is done. This is also the advantage, because it doesn't matter what kind of VMS you have on site right now. It can be Milestone, it can be Genetec, it can be Network Optics. And what they miss, usually those customers, it's like proper AI. They have all those false alarms, so they need to filter them out somehow. And you can add them the Asteria, which will just work, completely transparent. Nobody will know that there is Asteria even, right? You just connect the cameras and you connect the alarms from the Asteria itself to the VMS to trigger some actions there. So it's more like this. Today it's unfortunate, it's not the time to talk about the specific analytics, but we have all the webinars about like smoke and fire, slip and fall, and all those modules pre-recorded, so you can check what is the actual difference between those modules. But today I also gonna show you live, and you will see what is actually the benefit of this one. So what else? It's not only the managing of those streams. For example, when you have the drone that it's moving, it's like flying across the city, and you just want to detect people there, or not across the city, maybe across the border, or you have the PTZ camera that is doing the patrol, and you want to have the intrusion detection that it's not only when the camera is like stops, but it's like constant movement. I will show you this one also. So what else is if we are providing here? If you want, of course, if you want, for example, if you have multiple branch offices, like this customer that we discussed on the beginning, 67 of those, you need to have some way to monitor all those events. Local VMS is one thing, but then we are talking about the centralized monitoring station. So how you can do it? We are providing the secure VPN connection through the internet to the Scylla cloud. And using this cloud, it's like you don't need to worry about the IP address of this device, like public address and so on. You just enable cloud notifications, and that's it. And you have the secure connection between the Asteria and the cloud, and logging into the cloud. I will show you the dashboard in a second. You can, again, watch all the events, all the alarms. You can integrate this with monitoring software. Or you can use the mobile app to monitor all the events. But here is another question, because what about the customers that, let's say, high security customer, like government, like military? Those customers, they don't want to put their devices to the cloud, like public cloud, some third-party cloud. This Scylla cloud server, it doesn't mean it needs to be us. It's like ours, Scylla server. You can put your own server in your database, and you can use your resources, and you can provide this kind of cloud server for your customers. So everything will be closed, and you will be the provider of this kind of service for your customers. Or if you are the customer and you don't want to put it anywhere, but you have this problem with the multiple branch offices, still you can put this kind of server in your facility, and you can have your own private cloud server to manage all the devices from there. So this is the overall architecture of the system itself. So how it's done, what we can actually do from here, and I think this one will also answer some of your questions. I think that we can do this part even live. So what is the Asteria, the new interface? Let me just open this Asteria dashboard. Yeah, let's do it like this. So to access the Asteria, of course, you can use the cloud version, or you can use your own Asteria L, just like I'm doing right now. I have my Asteria here on my desk. I will just type in the IP address of the Asteria, and it will take me to the login page. And here we see that we have the new version 2.15. How you are going to maintain the data protection? We have the question on the chat. What do you mean by data protection? All the connections are, this is like VPN, so this is secure connection. If you want to have the complete protection of the data that is sent between the Asteria and the cloud, I highly recommend to use this option with the private cloud. So you can put your server there, or you can use your cloud, and then you can send this information between those two devices, and that's it. Second thing is, of course, the access to this data is password protected, just like I'm gonna log in here, and I'm gonna show you also one more feature that we enabled. Let me log into the Asteria. So this is the dashboard of the Asteria. It looks completely the same like the cloud dashboard. So it's similar to those two things. So it doesn't matter if you log in locally or through the cloud. From here, we can see the number of sites that we have connected, or we can create on the Asteria itself. Because if we have the Asteria like L or XL, let's say we have 64 channels, 32 of those can be warehouse number 1 and warehouse number 2, and we can divide those sites between each other. So you can display those here. Also, we see the number of operators created. We see the number of alarms that we received today, or we can check, for example, for this month. Right now, the active alerts, I see that from this camera, I received 1 alert 1 hour ago. Here we have all the modules that we can enable on the Asteria itself. So like I said, we have intrusion detection, suspicious shopping behavior. So it's like shoplifting, fight detection, violence detection, smoke and fire, gun, facial recognition, slip and fall, abandoned object detection. The new things, camera health check. So we can detect if somebody is trying to cover the camera or is moving the camera to the different direction. And also license plate recognition with auto enrollment and all the business intelligence modules. So those are the modules. No module is working right now because I want to show you how easy it is to configure this kind of analytics on our solution. Here on the left side, we see the cameras connected, but I will also show you how you can connect your camera to the Asteria. And And also, yeah, what kind of integrations we have from here. From this side, if you have multiple cameras, you can also check, for example, show me only the cameras that are connected to the Hikvision and VR, or cameras that are integrated from the Milestone VMS, or using SMTP or any other solution. So as you can see, we have multiple integration options. Like I said, we want to be open and completely transparent. So it doesn't matter what kind of solution your customer is using. For the security that this gentleman was asking, we can also provide you one more thing, because on the upper right corner, when I click on my, let's say this person here, I can go to the profile, and from here we have password and security, and we can enable two-factor authentication. Don't worry, this QR code will change every time I click on it. It's not like universal one, so you won't be able to, register any authentication app on my Asteria L. Please don't try it. But yeah, you can do it. You can use any third-party authentication app, and you just provide this kind of code, or you scan the QR code. And this time, if the operator wants to log in to your Asteria, they need to provide not only the password that you will create, or the user account you will create, but also this authentication app for the operator. So yeah, this is it. Let me just open my list to show you the things that we have. Okay, so now about the sites. Here you can add multiple branch offices, like I said, or floors maybe, or divide the whole project. Right now I have only one. This is Asteria laptop. It's mine, Asteria, here on the desk. Here also we added the new really nice feature. What is it? If you click here, it's not like you can put your own picture here, because this is like normal or name, but here is also the new functionality, which is called alarm runway. What does it mean? It means that, sometimes you have the camera which is like patrolling huge area. I will show you this one in a second. I think we have one here. So imagine that you have the camera with intrusion detection, and the area itself is like 150 meters. So really huge terrain. Let me go here to the history list. And here we have intrusion detection. Yeah, like here. So as you can see here, we have the person detected. There is an intruder. But now imagine that this person is walking from the right side to the left side. This person will generate, I don't know, like 20 alarms during this time walking there. And maybe you don't want to display all of them, because usually when you use the intrusion detection, you are using this kind of analytics on sites where there shouldn't be any person there. Let's say, I don't know, like solar farm. And after like 9 p.m., it should be completely empty. There should be no person there. So if there is an alarm, even a single alarm, you should check this out. But if the person is walking there, you don't need to receive like 40 alarms. You just need this one sent. So this alarm runaway, it means that everything that will happen in 5 seconds in this time, it will be grouped together. So it will be sent as one alarm. So let's say you're gonna have alarm for there is intruder detected. You will have one alarm. And then if the intruder is again detected during this 5 seconds from this first alarm, it will be added on top of this this one alarm. So we will receive the whole package, not like one by one, which is really cool feature. And our customers, the current customers, they just love this kind of option. What else we have here? When we click on the sites, we see the information where the installation is made. So like the name of it, the number of alarms, how many cameras, how many types of integration we have, what kind of cameras, what kind of alarms are open, and when was the recent alarm. And also from here, we can snooze the whole site, or we can disarm the whole site. For example, during the normal working hours, or we receive too many alarms because, yeah, the schedule is not set up correctly, so we can disarm from here. Also, from this this place, we can add cameras to our system. And it's also really, really easy to do. How we can do it? Basically, you just click on the properties, and here we have manage devices. So we go to the next tab. I have some cameras added here, but let's say, yeah, we have this one here. It's like called live. Let's delete this one right now, and let's add another device. So you just click on add camera, and from here, you can choose, do you want to add event-based analytics from the older Scylla appliance, or you can just click on the live stream of the camera. And from here, you can choose if you want to add it from the RTSP, or you can add the camera from the Genetec, Milestone, our VMS, or network optics. If you click on the RTSP, it's also quite easy. You just type in the RTSP address, plus on the port if you want to use the PTZ cameras with the control, but it's not necessary. It can be just simple RTSP. What else is added? And this one is also very important. You don't have to use only RTSP, because on some installations, you will have only provided HTTP, which or called HLS stream, like, you know, sometimes live cameras or some VMS integrations. So we support HLS, but also we support RTMP, which is quite common way of sending the image from drone footage, like drone camera, or body-worn camera from the security guards. So as you can see, you can use all those protocols to add the camera, and then you just click on the create, and this will create the stream on the site itself. Let me go to the hardware tab. Here we're gonna see the whole list of all the cameras that we added to our system, and this is how we can use it. Let me just check one thing. I can also add. Okay. Let's use it right now. So we see the cameras that we added, and now another new thing that we have from the interface, because you know the systems are growing, and sometimes the users, the operators, they were complaining that I see the name of the camera, but I don't remember where the camera is and what is the scene and where the camera is looking at, what kind of thing they are looking at. So we added this new option, which is called frame, and here from this one, when you go to the camera, you can click on get the reference frame, which means that it will just make a snapshot of the camera and it will put it here, so you can know that, okay, this camera is looking, for example, on the street. This one is looking on the parking lot. This one is on the gate. This one is in the warehouse, and so on and so on. So this way, it's much easier for you to check what is actually happening there and what you can actually do with the camera itself. What else? From here, you can, of course, configure the cameras. We see that we have the name of the camera, description, and so on. But here on the far right, we have all those three dots. And from here, we can click on settings. From the settings, we just choose the type of the analytics that we want to do. So let's do it like this. Let's say that we have this panoramic camera in front of my home, or okay, let's use this one. It will be more interesting. So we have this panoramic camera here, and let's say that we want to configure intrusion detection on this camera itself. So how we can do it? How to do it? And I will show you how easy it is. You just go to the settings. You just choose intrusion detection. Click next. Wait for the frame. You mark the area. You choose the object of interest: person, car, motorcycle, bus, and truck. We want to detect the person, and you click save. That's it. There is no calibration of the intrusion detection, no angle, no height, no, the minimum object size, maximum object size, no things like this. This is AI. AI understands how the human looks like. So we added the detection zone for this camera. Now we need to assign this camera put it inside the module for the intrusion detection. So to do it, we go to the intrusion detection module, we click on the deployments, and we click on the add. From here, let's call it webinar test. And let's find this camera. Yeah, it was this one. So we have added, and let's save. Now we just need to wait for module to start. We see the status of the module that it's being installed inside the Asteria, and we see the version of it. This is also cool for the new feature because you can, if you want to update your module with the intrusion detection, you can always ask our support or our sales representative, do you have any new version? Because right now, currently, I'm using 1.15.2. Maybe you have something newer, and it's much easier to check this way. And now, also, if you go to the main dashboard, you will see that deployments, you will see that it's running right now. You see the version, you'll see that it's intrusion detection working, and also the intrusion detection will be marked here as one camera is added to the intrusion detection. Also, if you go to the hardware, you will see deployments, 0 deployment. So it means that this camera is not added to anything. It's working nowhere. And this one, yeah, it's working. Where? It's actually working for the intrusion detection system on deployment, which is called webinar test. Yeah, and if you click on this one, it will automatically take you to this detection. And now I see that, okay, this camera is running, it's working. So soon we should receive some alarms here in our management. So yeah, basically it will just look like this. First of all, you will receive a short video, which is made by, we have the intruder there. Can you see this guy here? He's hiding behind those trees there. Yeah, it's around 45 meters to this distance from the panoramic camera, right? And this is full HD resolution. It's not like 4K panoramic camera. So in my opinion, in my book, this is impressive. So, and here on the right side, you will see the live view. And this is usually how it's handled. So you see the alarm here, you receive the alarm, you see the name of the integration, so where the camera was added. We see the name of the camera here, also here, the name of the detection, so we know that this is intrusion detection. And just like I said before, we have this alarm runway. So yeah, we say another person. So now we're gonna receive more live alarms. Yeah, we have it here. Okay. So even with this blurry picture, the blob, it was enough for the system to detect. And also, see, you have those sub alarms. If I click on this one, it will show me the first alarm. And the second alarm that was within those 5 seconds, it will be put in this kind of container. So it will be always in this kind of spot. So all the cameras will be grouped together here. What else? Also, if you want to acknowledge the alarm, so let's say that this is true alarm, we want to send the patrol. You can click on the acknowledge, and from here, you can choose the predefined message that you want to assign to this kind of alarm, and also you can put some kind of comment. If this is, let's say, this was not alarm, this is just me, so we can just click on dismiss, because no, this is not true alarm. This is just me walking there, so I can just click on the dismiss, and that's it. It will be just ignore, and then I go to the next one that is on stock. So normally it looks like this whole list here, it should be empty, right? If the security guard is doing his job, it should be completely empty for him. So again, yeah, we have the alarm. You have alarm here. We have alarm from this guy and from this guy. Yeah, so it's grouped together. Of course, if this is like delivery or something, we can from here we can snooze the whole camera, or we can disarm the camera, because we know that this is just me walking there, so I don't want to receive or send any alarms to the security. And this is it. you have everything configured. You have the alarms, you have the notifications, you have cell phone notifications. If this one was using the integration with the VMS, I will show you this one in a second, you will have the notification on the VMS. So it's that easy. And even look, without any configuration, any calibration, is detecting the objects really close to the camera, but also the objects that are really far, like somewhere there in the forest walking, where you can really, it's not easy to spot the person there. So this is how good it is. If you want to make more configuration, because sometimes our customers say that, okay, it's detecting the person in those bushes, but sometimes you have the situation where the person is, let's say, crawling, and there is only split second that you can see the head of the person, and then it's hiding. And we need to detect everything, no matter what. So we can agree on some false alarms, let's say a little bit higher, because right now we say that from 100 cameras, from one day, you can receive maximum 3 false alarms. This is like properly configured system. So it's like less than, it's better accuracy than 99.8%, right? But if you can accept, let's say, not 3, but 4 or 5 or 6, we can allow you that. And this is the new feature, new option that we added to our system. Now, if you go to the intrusion detection, to the deployments, here we see this deployment working. We added the new things. So you can click on the settings, and from here, you can enable super sensitivity mode. If you enable this one, it means that the system will not detect the behavior of the person, but even the split second when the person will just move his head out of the frame, it will be detected, and then the AI will decide, is it this person or not? So you have this super sensitive mode. What else? You can also go to the thresholds, configure, and from here, you can set up the precise thresholds for detections during the day and during the night. Our module will detect if the camera is color or is black and white. If it's black and white, during the IR, the person looks completely different than on the low light cameras. So during the night, it's more like everything, the background is black and the person is there, it's white because it's reflecting the IR light. So you can change the thresholds of this IR from here. You just click on this one and you choose, do you want to have the sensitive mode or selective mode? So let's say that you have the scene where there are multiple animals, like solar farm again. We have insects, we have deers, boars, and so on. We can choose selective mode, and this way it will ignore all the animals and it will detect only people. So we can leave it like this. This is what you can do. What else is added? So let's go again to the hardware. Let's go to this camera that is working right now. Let's go to the settings, intrusion detection. Next. We added also the new feature, which is, again, cool, because this one is presence detection, but also sometimes you want to have something like this. Or even if it's a gate, we can do it like this. So we have one zone, which is this internal one for detecting the intruder like a person, but we can also configure this small one here only to detect cars. And this way, yeah, it will only detect when the car is going out or in. This is something that it's used for like parking lots, and you want to detect only if somebody is like driving away from the car or driving a car inside your facility during some hours. And for example, this is parking lot, so you have the multiple cars standing there, and you don't want to receive any alarms on standing vehicles, because sometimes when you have the camera that it's noisy, lots of noise there, the system can think that, okay, this car is probably moving. It's not moving, it's standing there, but because of the noise, it can look like it's moving object, so it can trigger some kind of false alarm. So this way you can configure this one. What else? Here on the right side, I have settings. If you click on this one, you can choose different motion types. How does it look like? How does it work? This is really cool, because in normal AI solutions, any older manufacturer, like let's take even the built-in analytics inside the camera. This module, this AI module inside the camera, it's not doing the analytics on the mainstream of the device. Usually, like even if you have the camera that is full HD, 4 megapixel or 4K, it doesn't mean that the analytics are working on the 4K stream. There is internal stream with lower resolution that it's being analyzed. In our solution, it works differently. We have something which is called eagle eye. It works like this. You have the image of the camera, and the first module that it's working on it, it's looking for a motion. If there is a motion in some region, it will make a smaller stream from this region, and it will put it inside the AI module. This way, the AI can analyze the full resolution of the camera, even 4K, even higher than 4K, but it's not overwhelmed by the data because it's analyzing only small fragments of it. And you can still connect the full resolution. So this is the huge benefit of it. And if you have the motion enabled, it will do exactly like this. So if you draw the zone, it will look for the motion in the zone, then it will just like zoom in and then analyze this zoomed in area. So that's why it's like eagle eye. It's looking for a motion and it's zooming in. But what if you have camera like this? I have a sample here prepared. Yeah, this is old axis camera, and as you can see, the sensor it's already dying, but still you have the image from the camera, and I really put this one inside the module and it's working quite well, but you have lots of noise. Or for example, you have the camera that it's analog camera and it's really old, so you have lots of digital noise or some bars that are moving across the screen, or maybe from the LED. So there is constant motion, non-stop motion from the camera. You can enable high noise. Also, if the camera is like shaking a lot because of the wind, you can also mark the shaking camera, and this will save some of the power of the Asteria. It will also build something like a heat map of the area, and it will only look for a movement if the movement is higher than the noise itself. So this is quite cool. But also there is another option which is really nice. This is it. What will happen if I disable the motion? It means that the system will analyze every frame that there is, everything. So it will not look for the motion, it will look for the objects. So this one is not recommended for high resolution cameras, but it's perfect for HD or full HD cameras. And because it doesn't need motion to work, it can be enabled in PTZ cameras or even on drone cameras. So I have this one prepared. Let me just check for one thing. Let's go here. Yeah. So as you can hear, this is the VMS, and we have this one camera here. This is drone footage, right? We see the person is walking there. The drone is flying across the city, across everywhere. So I would like to have added this camera to my system and check if I can detect only people and without any false alarms, because everything is moving here. It's for the person, it's even hard to check if there is a person here, or for example, there was a person there, like near the sidewalk. Is the system like capable to detect such small objects? Let's check. Let's do it together. So again, Scylla dashboard. So we need to add this kind of camera. So let's go to the sites. Let's go to manage devices. From here, just like before, let's click add camera. This time I'm gonna use VMS integration because it's ready to use. As you can see, it detected all the cameras that I have connected to the VMS, and it just took all the names of the cameras here. So I don't need to do it like one by one. I don't need to put RTSP stream of each camera like manually. I can do it like automatically from the VMS. It also supports like Milestone, Genetic, and so on. And from here, I can choose the stream, mainstream or the substream from the camera. But we have this one, and let's look for the drone patrol. Yeah. So we have the drone patrol, create. We have the camera added. Let's go to the hardware to make sure that it's there. Yeah, it's there. So now let's also take the reference shot of it. It's working. As you can see, it's like beautiful panorama from the drone. Now, the only thing that I need to do is go to the settings, intrusion detection, click next. Now we want to detect everything because this is drone footage. So I don't know where the person will be, right? I don't want to detect cars, motorcycles, buses, and so on, because this is drone footage. So across the city, so there will be like multiple cars. I just want to detect people. So we have the person, and now let's go to the settings and disable the motion. That's it, because it should work all the time. Save. And now let's add the camera to our deployment. So deployment, edit. We have one camera selected, but now we can also add the drone footage. Save. We are waiting for this one to be implemented. Let's configure. Yeah, it's looking good, so I don't need to do anything. Now imagine how many false alarms normal analytics would provide you with moving background when everything is moving, like on the drone footage. Now let's go to the alarms and let's wait a little bit for some kind of alarms. Probably it's during the warm-up. But as you can see, adding the cameras for the analytics, it's really easy. It's super easy. You just add the stream, that's it. If you have the VMS, it's even easier, because you just choose from the list the number of camera and you add it, and that's it, and you're ready to go. Yeah, so we have the system working. So as you can see, we have the person detected. Again, we have the person detected from here. It's also detecting the cars, of course, because it's like doing this one in the background, but it's only alerting us when the person is on the scene. The car detection is there for your for forensic. If you want to later just check if there was, for example, also a person and a car, right? So as you can see here, we have the person detected. And it's working on the moving background, on the moving everything. From here also, I can go to the history. From the history, I can choose, show me, for example, only information from drone patrol, and apply filters. And here I will see only the alerts where the person was there. I can go one by one. I can acknowledge them. I can ignore them. I can do whatever I want from this kind of scenario. So this is how good it is. And this is, I think, the answer for gentleman that was asking, what is the difference between VMS and this kind of analytics? VMS, you cannot do the analytics like this on the VMS using the drone footage. You need proper AI implemented. Maybe it can be integrated with the VMS, of course, but the VMS is just to manage the videos and to record everything. And this is the power of the true AI. Again, this one is the person was detected here with the moving background. Let's go also here. Maybe we have also some interesting detections. Yeah, look, even from here, even from top. So it doesn't matter what kind of angle you have. The camera is like from almost like 90 degrees from top looking at the person, or on the side, or is like moving a lot, still is detecting the intruder on all those situations. So even you cannot have something like this with the built-in cameras. Yeah, so this is the power, this is the benefits of the true AI. What else we can do? So like I promised, I want to also show you the smoke and fire detection. So how you can actually add the smoke and fire to the current system, to the current interface. So let's go to modules. Let's, I don't want to receive any more alarms from the intrusion detection. So let's just delete this one for now. Okay. So everything is stopped. We see all the alarms from those two things. But now let's use the smoke and fire detection. So again, no easy installation. Let's use something like this. Thank you, Fire Chef. I recommend to check their YouTube channel. They provided something like a compilation of different scenarios with like fire detection. Fires from lithium batteries. So smoke, fire, everything is moving, everything is changing. You have different angles. This is like huge compilation. And again, this is in the VMS. I'm using OnVIF emulator, so the VMS is thinking that this is actually OnVIF camera. As you can see, there are multiple scenes without the fire, without the smoke, so there's huge potential for the false alarms. But I'm so confident that I can do it live. I can add it live and can show you how well it works. So let's configure smoke and fire, and I will show you how easy it is. This is this camera, right? Yeah, so we have the smoke and fire. Let's take the reference picture, or maybe not this one. Yeah, so we have something like this. We have the smoke and fire. We go to the settings. We go to the smoke and fire detection. Next. And the only thing that we need to do is to draw the zone. Save. That's it. No calibration again. No angle, no colors, nothing. You don't need to do anything of those. We just, again, go to the smoke and fire detection this time. Deployment. Add camera. Oh, okay. We received warning. Allocate capacity. What does it mean? It means that, like I said, Asteria L can support multiple modules. So you can put different analytics here, depending what you need. And right now, as you can see, the intruder detection is only added. And because you can have multiple graphic cards inside your Asteria, you should choose the proper graphic card. So from here, let's go to GPU mapping. And we see that we have intrusion detection. Let's add another one. This one will be smoke and fire. And let's choose the GPU to use for the smoke and fire. I have only one graphic card, so I will just choose this one. But this is really convenient because if you have the server with, let's say, 4 graphic cards, you can dedicate one for intrusion detection, one for smoke and fire, one for sleep and fall, and so on, so on. So this is really convenient. Let's add it. Yeah, it's working. So again, let's get back to smoke and fire detection, deployment, add. Let's call it fire webinar test. Fire. Yeah, this is it. Save. Let's wait for the container to be created. From the settings, usually you don't need to change anything from here. Of course, we have this prime threshold. So if, for example, you have the scene where there are plenty of clouds that are moving and you want to ignore them and you cannot cut them using the detection mask, sometimes you can increase this threshold, or maybe the camera is black and white and the smoke is really transparent, like 20%. Still, you can use this one, but I will not change anything from here. Just like, let's use the default option. So to show you how easy it is to configure this kind of system, you don't need to do any actual configuration. You don't need to teach your technical guys and check how to actually do it. Yeah, I see that we received the alarm. Let's check. What is it? We have the smoke and fire detection. Now imagine how easy it's. You don't need, like those really advanced smart people sending them to a site, like one person across the whole company that it's dedicated to configure camera with smoke and fire because it's so complicated, and then you need to recalibrate the system. You need to explain to the customer why it's not working, why it's not detecting the fire. No, look, smoke and fire, smoke and fire, smoke and fire from here. We have the alarm grouping, so I can see all the fires from here, and that's it. It's so easy, so easy. I see that, we received some Christmas wishes. Yeah. Happy New Year also to you. Thank you, Jardo, for this. And of course, the webinar is recorded. We're gonna put it on the YouTube, so you can watch it also later. You can show this webinar to your boss, to your friends, and this is also this webinar, recorded webinar, can be also an answer for your customer, yeah, when he was gonna ask what is the difference between AI and video analytics. This is the difference. You don't need to do anything because we did this job for you. We teach our AI how smoke looks like, how slip and fall looks like, how intruder looks like, and that's it. And from this one, you have all the detections. Okay, if you want to have more, and because right now we have like cooldown, let's say 2 seconds, but you can do the cooldown like 0 second. Then you have like little bit of the configuration. But overall, for 99% of the projects, you don't need to do anything. You just plug in the camera, you enable it, that's it, and it's working. So yeah, this is it. So again, the new dashboard, completely created by you. I mean by our customers. So during all those projects, we received plenty of good ideas how to change our interface, what to add, what will be better looking, and how to make it more user-friendly. And this is the new version, the 2.15, when you can create multiple zones, you can create multiple integrations, you can integrate the cameras from the VMS, you can configure the thresholds of the intrusion detections. You have really advanced system that is so easy to use that even my 7-year-old boy can do it. Yeah, I often give it to my son and he is able to, you know, just add the camera and play with it a little bit. So this is it. If you have any more questions, I'll be here for next few minutes, so I can also answer those. If not, thank you for your time. Thank you for all those interesting questions. Please reach to our sales representative and get the quotation, I think, yeah, because this is something that really can help you out. And if you are installer, this can open so many doors for you. If you are investor, probably you have already some challenges, right? Some problems with the intrusion detections, with the number of people that you need to hire for the monitoring center. This is the answer. This is how you can, using the current stuff, you can manage 10 times, 20 times more cameras, more sites, and you can have much more accurate detection, precise detections. This is how you can use your current cameras, surveillance cameras. It doesn't matter if the cameras are moving, changing. Those are like here, black and white cameras, color cameras, moving cameras, old cameras. It will just work. So thank you for your time. I see no more questions. So see you on the next webinar.